Senegal is a Sahelian country situated at the extreme western tip of the African continent with a population of just over 11 million people. Gambia is completely surrounded by Senegal and is situated in the delta of the Gambia River. Economic growth in Senegal is sustained by the secondary and tertiary sectors. The primary sector, dominated by agriculture, constituted 16.1% of GDP in 2005. The principal products included ground nuts, fish products, and phosphate. The transport and telecommunications sectors contributed 62% to GDP. On a continent filled with political instability, Senegal has historically been a country with a relatively stable political climate, a free society, and democratic institutions. In the year 2000, Senegal's tourism sector was ranked second after fishing and before groundnuts and phosphates. Tourism generated about 12,000 jobs directly and 18,000 indirectly and contributed 2.5% of GDP. Senegal has a variety of first-rate natural and cultural assets for tourism. The country boasts over 3,000 hours of sunshine a year, idyllic natural settings, and a virtually unlimited choice of quality leisure ranging from sun worshippers to scuba diving, golf, fishing, and many more. There is an active social climate, no more so than in cosmopolitan Dakar, with its mix of Africa's various cultures and cuisine. A walk through the flea markets highlights the many cultural assets of Senegal. These include music and handicrafts, which provide the potential for the diversification and expansion of tourism. The country's appeal is enhanced by its relative close proximity to Europe, ideal for the tourist wanting to escape Northern Europe's cold winters.
C'est un pays, d'abord globalement, j'aime beaucoup l'Afrique.
I love Africa a lot. I always loved it. I discovered Africa 20 years ago by going first to Gabon. I learned African dance, African percussion, and little by little I learned to love it a lot.
The tourist attractions of Dakar, well, first of all, the Paris-Dakar race, well known all over the world. Then there's Gorée Island, Lac Rose and Gorée, and the Slave Museum to remember the slaves.
The island of Gorée lies off the coast of Senegal opposite Dakar. From the 15th to the 19th century, it was the largest slave trading center on the African coast. Ruled in succession by the Portuguese, Dutch, English and French, its architecture is characterized by the contrast between the grim slave quarters and the elegant houses of the slave traders. Today, it continues to serve as a reminder of human exploitation and as a sanctuary for reconciliation. The island forms part of the cultural and natural heritage which the World Heritage Committee considers as having outstanding universal value. With so much to offer the tourist, the sector has been growing. During the past 15 years, the number of international tourists worldwide more than doubled, with those to Africa increasing from 9.7 million to 26.9 million. This is an annual growth rate of 7%. To attract investment, the government is creating the conditions for a sound policy framework for tourism. It is strengthening dialogue between the public and private sectors as well as local stakeholders and building consensus within government on the benefits of an expanded tourism sector.
There is also tourism. We have a lovely country. We are situated near other African countries, Europe and United States. We wish to put tourism in a higher level in the field of ecotourism, medical tourism, and cultural tourism, and make the tourism more attractive.
We have to push tourism because we have natural sun, many things. We have in the Gorée, we have Joal Fadjour, too many things to show. And we have that hospitality. People are very warm, and we like having foreigners.
Over 3,000 to 5,000 sport fishermen, tourists coming each year for the fishing season between May and November, December. Most of the time we can fish almost all year long in Senegal, but the very big season will be the end of May, months of May, up to the months of November.
Senegal's sound policy framework for tourism will also have positive spin-offs on the business and social environments. The country has a good track record on participatory approaches, and the involvement of communities is already increasing. Effectively managed, tourism is an efficient way of reducing poverty by creating jobs where few alternatives exist.
So more we have people coming in Senegal, we will have employed jobs, more we'll have people even without jobs. They will always find something to help or to do with the people coming in.
Senegal is counting on tourism to contribute to foreign exchange earnings, employment and tax generation, regional development, and to stimulate growth. The government, in association with other stakeholders, has adopted a target of 1.5 million visitors by the year 2010. Those targets will require building an additional 20,000 hotel beds. This means that the construction industry will have its work cut out for it. Senegal is also a leading manufacturer of cement. To achieve these ambitious targets, Senegal is seeking to stimulate demand and attract substantial investment.